Okay?
There was a strong heart connection, and I can, to be honest, I mean, that's where it came from. And I don't know why we got there so fast. I think it was premature. I think there should have been more going on to get to that level of intimacy, but there was a strong connection on various levels. I think she just felt wide open to it.
So a lot of trust too, right?
There was, yeah, somehow it just, and that trust eventually got destroyed, and I think that's why the sex was gone after
And
that.
the piece about it being a lot of work, and it became a drain.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to talk about that and how you keep it from being a lot of work, how you keep it from being a drain, so that you can do this with an effortless flow. It just becomes naturally part of how you're doing your life as men. All right, so that this isn't intimidating. This is something that you can celebrate and go, wow, this is a really cool thing. I had no idea that all this was possible. So the 4 kinds of orgasm she's capable of: clitoral, which is friction only, and most women, that's all they've ever experienced. Vaginal release. If you've been able to accidentally create an emotional release in her, that was a vaginal release. And some women who have only had clitoral orgasms that then have a vaginal release are just so thankful to you that they got some relief from their emotional life, their emotional tensions, because we're like prisoners. You know, that whole, you're state-oriented. Women get in an emotional state, and they think, I'm going to be stuck like this forever, in this emotional state, and I can't get out. And you come along and put her into an altered state. Break her emotional state with humor or kind of jarring her out of it, however you're doing it. And she goes, oh, thank you for doing that for me. I thought I was going to be stuck like that forever. So when you hit on some of those trigger points in the vaginal vault, inadvertently, accidentally, because she's open, because there's trust there, whatever, that it's opening to you, and you release those, like a trigger point in the muscle, like a knot in the muscle that a massage therapist is pressing on, and that gets released, there's all this relief. So this huge flood of relief. And she might think, oh, that's the end-all be-all. That's awesome. That's better than I've ever had before because I got this emotional release and a clitoral release. But there's more. The cervical orgasm, and this is to your point, that isn't it tender, that's what he said. At first it was, ouch, get away. Because there's all this hardening of the cervix that goes on. Now when a woman's giving birth and her body's preparing to open the cervix, they call it a ripening of the cervix. It opens and allows the baby to come out. What got the baby in is what gets the baby out. So perfect conditions pH-wise in the vaginal vault and the cervix being soft and ripened and available will produce a gateway to the whole body. So it works the other way in reverse. So now she can have a cervical release, which is huge and amazing, and that opens up to a full body orgasm.
Cool. And
So
is that the full body is the 4th one? Or
the 4th one now.
Okay, but what about G-spot?
That's just involved in the vaginal release. It's more, that's more
Okay, so
about
you're saying-
lubrication and
So
fluid
but
release.
G-spot orgasm, you're saying, is a vaginal, you're calling it a vaginal orgasm, a G-spot orgasm?
Clitoral, G-spot, and vaginal are all kind of connected. The G-spot area is the connection between the clitoral friction part and that entryway into the vaginal wall. So it's just a spot that's a bridge between the two. It's not.
Isn't like it's a ball of
It's not its own separate orgasm.
nerves, right?
Yeah, it's just a highly concentrated bundle of nerves. It's a ganglia of nerves that are highly concentrated. That's all. That bridge the clitoral passage to the vaginal passage.
To me, it sounds weird, but it feels like a piece of chewed up gum in a way. I know it sounds
Fantastic.
weird.
Whatever helps us learn.
To me, I don't know.
Yeah. So, but there's all this focus on that because that became kind of part of our common knowledge, our pop culture. Well, it's like in the 80s it became the G-spot, and there were books being written about it and everything. Guess what? There's more, and there's beyond, and there's a gateway to full body orgasm. Now, a woman can't achieve all 4 of those kinds of orgasm without a man leading her to. She can do a clitoral orgasm and a vaginal orgasm by doing masturbation. But to achieve it with a man, she has to have a man that can take her and lead her to that. So if you don't even have any knowledge of this, like it's all broken down, but you have some sense of, I'm opening her, I'm creating an environment that's full of trust and it's viable in that way, it's alive, then it can just naturally, spontaneously happen. But I want you to know how to make it happen consistently so that you feel empowered.